Even the media knows that William cannot control his temper. My family are now, they're telling us exactly how William is feeling about his anger. And we have a new term to describe William's lack of control of his temper. Back in January, we were told that Prince William was burning with anger over what he called Harry's cruel claims. And fast forward to now, the friends of William, the press buddies, where William leaks stories to, the UK tabloid press, are once again describing William's fit of anger, William's lack of control of his temper. And here is what they're calling it. They are calling it catatonic rage. Catatonic rage. That's how William feels. And this is how William wants to be portrayed. Everyone in the world is saying William has got a bad temper. Everyone is saying William can't control his temper. Everyone says the same thing, from the press to Prince Harry himself. Harry described William as being piping hot. Piping hot. You know? To the point that William turns red. You know, with red mist. Because he can't control his anger when he's angry. And then he becomes violent. Don't forget what he did to Harry. He physically assaulted Prince Harry. My family, if this is how the media wants to portray their future king, the heir to the throne, who can do no wrong, as someone who can't control his temper. My family, if your future king, future head of state, has the temper of William, you should be concerned. You should be afraid. Please hear this. Please hear this. How they describe Prince William. Hear this, please. And I quote from Dan Wootton himself. But the catatonic rage engulfing William in the past month towards his brother following the publication of his autobiography Spare, an effective character assassination on the heir to the throne, pales in comparison, Dan Wootton said. Do they think, for 1 minute, discussing William's temper, William's lack of control of his anger, how they describe William in this manner, do they think or believe this is good for William? You know, my family, William sold his brother Harry to the UK press and has been doing that for a long, long time. And then the press, you would think that they will portray him at least as someone who's going to be a just king, who can control his temper. But that is not how they are portraying William. What they're doing is confirming exactly what Harry said in his memoir. William piping hot with rage, going to Nottingham Cottage to abuse Harry's wife and then physically assault Prince Harry. That's how William truly is. And even other carnival of so-called experts have described William as someone who clearly cannot control his temper. One such carnival of so-called expert is Robert Jobson, who said himself that Kensington Palace can deny it all they want till they're blue in their faces, but they did an awful lot of leaking against Harry and Meghan. When Harry repeated what William did, they called him a liar. Please hear how Robert Jobson described William, and I quote, "William is a shouter. And even after 11 years of marriage, heated scenes do occur from time to time, especially since William is said to be not quite as level-headed as he appears in public. William is angry because his mask has slipped. He has been exposed to the entire world, for he is a violent person, an abuser. That's who William truly is. Hear this, please. He can be a bit of a screamer when he loses his nerve. It can be said that the Duke, and that is William and Kate, dish out as much to each other as they take, with their disagreements. When their disagreements lead to vociferous arguments. That's how Robert Jobson describes William. Hear this as well, please. When he tries to end the stigma of mental health, he ticks all the right boxes as the future king. In private, however, those close to him say William, while being a dedicated servant of the crown, can be offhand and volatile, defying his calm, family guy demeanor. It is this chameleon-like characteristic that makes his father, Prince Charles, tread carefully when dealing with his son and heir. Even Charles himself is afraid of William's temper. But according to Dan Wootton, somehow William must be protected from Harry. The abuser now is being portrayed as the victim, a victim of Harry. That's how the palace machinery wants to play this out, really. The abuser is now being called a victim who must be protected from Harry. My family, can't they see that we are not idiots? The world has opened their eyes. They know who William truly is. And William is an abuser. That's who William is. My family, please hear this as well. William demands deference from those royally ranked below him. But in truth, when looking upwards, he rarely gives it. From Robert Jobson, a carnival of so-called expert, all of them clearly admitting who William truly is, a person who is an abuser, a person who cannot control nor hide his temper. And everybody knows it. Everyone. No wonder. Even Camilla said that the boy's got a temper. Camilla leaked that to the UK tabloid media. That the boy, William, has got a temper. And Charles meekly submits to William. So my family, imagine having that kind of a person as your next king. Someone who can't control nor hide his temper or anger. And every time the UK press talk about Prince William's reactions, is always described as incandescent with rage, offhand and volatile, chameleon-like, demands deference from those below him, although looking upwards, he rarely gives it. No wonder we were told about William's temper towards Charles, that Charles meekly submits to William. And you have Harry himself calling William and saying in the Harry and Meghan documentary that William screamed and shouted at him, and that it was terrifying for him to see his brother do that to him. From Harry himself. Harry said that. Harry said that himself. You know, a screamer, shouter, confirmed again by Harry. A carnival of so-called expert Robert Jobson said it, then confirmed by Harry. When Harry says it, it's a lie. Yet they said it about William. He can't control nor hide his temper. And now they're calling him, describing him as someone with catatonic rage. That's how they portray Prince William. You know? I am concerned about the public that William may rule one day. Highly, highly concerned about them. Very, very concerned. You know? And Dan Wootton has called it justifiable anger. That William is justifiably angrier than he's ever been with Harry. Angrier than he's ever been with Harry. That is the language used by Dan Wootton. And once again, they're telling on William. This guy is always angry. Always angry. He can't control his temper. You know? And then Dan says that since Charles is determined to have the Sussexes at the coronation, it is now up to the king to protect his eldest son. You know, on one side, you are saying William is angry towards Harry. And then you are saying that the king must protect the one who's angry from Harry, who can't control his temper or rage from Harry. Suddenly, the abuser is being portrayed as the victim in this story. You can't make this up. You just can't make this up, really. You can't, because that's what's happening right now. You know? Allow me to read more into this, please. Now, according to royal sources, meaning, you know, William and Kate Middleton, the Prince of Wales still cannot fathom the vicious intent behind his brother's book, which he believes marks the end of their relationship forever. William says, William, we can only hope, William. An abuser like you should never ever be anywhere near either Harry, Meghan, or even their children Archie and Lilibet Diana. And my family, William has been leaking stories about Harry to the press. No positive stories, negative stories, to get he and Meghan abused, insulted, and smeared every single day. But while in the UK, the main target was Meghan. And no wonder Harry said that this all started when the family started leaking against my wife, Meghan. No wonder Harry said that. And he said it came from William's office. William broke his vow. William broke his promise that never, ever, 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 ever will he pit his office against his brother's office. Never. He'll never ever do that. But William's jealousy was too much. William's jealousy was too much. The love people had for Harry and have for Harry and Meghan was too much for William, that William could not stand it one bit, that William could not control or contain himself. He just couldn't. And no wonder he had no choice but to break that promise. The jealousy in the farm amongst senior members of the royal family, seeing someone lower in the line of succession, taking the spotlight, it makes them very, very jealous. I can't believe even how someone can call them a family. You know, I can't believe it. I can't believe someone can call them a family. I just can't believe it, really. And William began all of this by abusing Meghan Markle, by authorizing his own employee to issue a statement against Meghan in court. William started all of this. You know, his abuse of Harry and Harry's wife, his intent on destroying the reputation of Harry and his wife Meghan Markle. This is what started all of this. Harry is correcting the many lies they have told about him and also about his wife Meghan. That's what Harry is doing, correcting the lies that have been told about him and his wife Meghan Markle. That's what Harry is doing. After all of these years of lies, William never ever lifted a finger to condemn the abuse towards Meghan Markle. He never ever did, because he was part of the abuse. We had the press calling Meghan difficult, abrasive, rude. And it turns out it's Kate who thought that she could back orders towards Meghan, you know, while Meghan was planning her wedding. Days before her wedding, Kate made demands on someone else's wedding. You know? What's full of hypocrisy is that Kate told Meghan, we aren't close enough to discuss, my hormones. But then Kate felt that she was close enough to Meghan to demand that Meghan changes the bridesmaids' dresses on Kate's orders. The hypocrisy and level of entitlement. You know, it's they who are difficult. It's they who are rude. It's William who went to abuse Harry at Nottingham Cottage. It's William. It's William who threatened Harry that he, alongside his band of friends, so-called friends, will tie up Harry and forcefully shave his beard before his wedding to Meghan. William did that. But yet, he had the audacity to call Meghan a woman of color, difficult, rude, abrasive. And those same language used was the same language of abuse used towards Meghan Markle by the UK tabloid press. So my family, it's clear where the abuse has always been coming from Prince William himself. You know? My family, please hear this as well kindly. According to Dan Wootton, time heals all wounds. But at this moment in time, courtiers believe William is adamant he will never speak to his sibling again. Well, good. Well, good. But you know what? It would be nice that William stops speaking to the press. William extend that to not speaking to the UK media. You know? My family, William and Harry have never been close since childhood. Never. You know? Never. So we were all lied to when we were told that they were close. And thanks to Harry's memoir Spare, the world has known they were never ever close. Never. And that tells a lot, really. It tells a lot. William even told Harry, when Harry said that, he may have met the woman of his dreams. I don't know, before that really. William told Harry, when Harry said that, hey, look, maybe one day, I'll have my own spouse, someone I love, and you and I and Kate and you, William, and my spouse in the future, guess what? We can all be a team. And William told Prince Harry that, Harry, you might have to be okay. Come to terms with the fact that it may never ever happen. You may never find a woman whom you can call your true love. William was always disparaging Harry, undermining him, the story of Harry's life. When Harry found his true love, what did William do? William abused the love of Harry's life. From the moment he learned that Harry was dating Meghan, William already had a problem with Meghan being an American. So William was xenophobic. And guess what? Also, the UK press were also xenophobic towards Meghan. My family, the abuses are coming from the royal family themselves. And even Dan Wootton said that the negativity is coming from within the royal family. But when Harry repeated it, he called Harry a traitor and a liar. Yet Dan Wootton said it himself. My family, allow me to continue this, please. So, they are saying that this is the tinderbox environment in which the new king expects his sons to reunite in front of an audience of billions while watching him crowned. The coronation is Charles' Day. I understand that. But given he is determined to have Harry and Meghan in attendance, Dan Wootton calls it an unwise decision, driven by heart over head, that he calls will overshadow the historic event. My family, the only way that Harry and Meghan can overshadow that event is simply because the press will be focused on Harry and Meghan. And how is that Meghan or Harry's fault? How is that Meghan or Harry's fault? That is the UK media's fault. You know what? This reminds me of what Meghan said and Harry about Meghan ending up on the front pages of the UK media. That sparked jealousy amongst senior members of the royal family. Meghan told Harry, but it's not my fault. It is not my fault. And it's true. It is not Meghan's fault that she ends up on the front pages. Meghan does not decide who ends up on the front pages. It isn't the fault. And Harry said that, I know it isn't your fault. But you know what? The farm, Charles and William, Kate, Camilla, don't see it that way. They can't control their jealousy. You know? Meghan at an event with senior members of the royal family. All of them going to the same event. Meghan ends up on the front pages. The other ones are relegated into tiny boxes, some circles in the UK media's front pages. That brews jealousy. And that is not Meghan's fault. Blame the media, not Harry and Meghan, for that, because Harry and Meghan don't decide who ends up on the front pages. You know? So a friend of William told Daily Mail that members of the family have told him that both Harry and Meghan will definitely come. They fully expect that. And that Harry and Meghan should realize that there is only one subject that many members of the royal family will be willing to discuss. And that is the weather, they say. My family, the royal family has leaked so many times about Harry and Meghan. And now they realize that Harry and Meghan have a huge platform. Millions of people are willing to hear Harry and Meghan out. And because of that, my family, the royal family, are now afraid. You know what? I hope this fear translates into not abusing Harry and Meghan, because they know if they do that, Harry and Meghan can talk about it, can discuss it openly, because Harry and Meghan have the power to use their voice now. They're free. So I hope that they can think about that, really. I hope so. I hope they think about that. And my family, the question of how William will be able to contain his acute feelings of betrayal, he says. Anger, once again, William's temper. William is always angry. And sadness at the coronation, if Harry is there, is front of mind for courtiers. They say William can't control his temper and anger. Even someone said that, imagine being a 40-year-old man crying, throwing a tantrum because they're going to invite your brother to a family event. The jealousy, really. And William says that he was so kind to Harry and Meghan by inviting them to a royal walkabout, before the funeral of the late Queen. He calls it an olive branch. You know what, William? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of this. What you try to portray. I'm sick of your PR. It's too much, really. Your PR, William, is just really, really too much. It's just too much, really. My family, I said this before. That royal walkabout was only meant for William to get PR. That's all he ever wanted. And to feel in control of, once again, of Harry and Meghan, despite what he did. Like authorize his employee to issue a statement against Meghan in court. My family, an abuser, will never like to be exposed by his victim. An abuser does, let's say, buys you dinner, telling you, yes, I abused you yesterday, but listen, I made you this dinner. Everything I did here was for you. This dinner I made, guess what? I invited you to this event. I got you there to this event, to this walkabout. This raw walkabout. I did that for you. Wasn't that enough? That's how William is like. And my family, William, did not do that raw walkabout before the Queen's funeral because he loves Harry and Meghan. No. He did that for himself to get PR at the expense of Harry and Meghan. That's what William did. You know? What William thinks is that Harry and Meghan should forget everything that he has done to cause them harm. Everything. Because he brought Harry and Meghan to a raw walkabout. William is so full of himself. So full of himself, really. You know? This guy is just so full of himself. Full of himself. He can't control himself, really. You know? And I'm just so sick of this William's PR. I'm sick of it, really. You know, I'm tired of it. When will it stop? When will William stop this? I mean, it's just too much, really. You know? It's too much. My family, it's just too much. I mean, let me read some comments on this issue, please. Allow me to read some comments on this issue. Someone said that the catatonic rage engulfing William. LOL, man, William is nuts. He's going to become a horrific king. Talk about Joffrey from the Game of Thrones. Someone said that. Indeed, very, very much true. Someone called Sylvia, in response to Dan Wootton saying that Charles needs to protect William, said that Charles does not need to protect Prince William from Harry. Charles needs to protect himself from William. The irony of the last 6 years is that Harry and Meghan would have been more trustworthy allies to an undeserving Charles than his scheming Queen Consort and his impatient, angry heir who can't control himself. I mean, we've heard from William, really. Apparently, if it was my coronation, Harry won't be invited. So clearly, this guy, William, is an impatient, angry heir. He can't control himself. You know? Sylvia also said that after the royal family betrayed Harry by using senior staff and the tabloid media to initiate a coordinated hate campaign against Meghan, the royal family lost the right to any expectation of loyalty from Harry. Harry and Meghan owe the royal family nothing. You know, very, very much true. Someone said that when is William not angry? You know? Wootton's tweet makes no sense. Charles wants to protect William, but he's going against what he wants. Do us a favor, Charles, and don't invite Harry and Meghan. No doubt they would much prefer to spend their time in Montecito enjoying their King Archie's 4th birthday. You know, I also hope they don't come. You know? Someone said that what this daily leak sourced articles show is that the royals are a dysfunctional family. You know? Someone said that. My family, William is the one who assaulted Harry, and Harry refused to fight back. William needs no protection from his brother. Someone said that it's Harry who needs to be protected from William's temper, William's fits of rage that are extremely dangerous. Someone said that. My family, someone called Sherry said that it looks like the only way Dan Wooten can be as somebody is by insulting Harry and Meghan and sucking up to William, Kate, Camilla, and Charles. He would love to get an invite to dinner with Camilla. Then he can write about his hatred of Meghan again. Someone said that no wonder he was called a sad little man, because he is really a sad little man. Someone else said that Dan Wooten is a clown. And indeed he is, really. The war has always been between Charles and William, with Harry and Meghan caught in the crossfire. Someone said that, my family. Now, someone said that madness, Prince William is the bully, is communicating with King Charles the Cruel via the media. Why don't this family pick up a phone and talk instead of using, tabloid media as a weapon? Protect who? From what? Glad that Spare set the record straight. Someone said that. Someone else said that they talk about Prince William is a bully, being catatonic with rage, incandescent with rage, and other variations of rage. But Harry is not supposed to talk about the rage directed at him. Exactly. The media itself talks about William's temper very much often as someone who can't control his temper. But when Harry says it, that William is piping hot, why did Harry talk about it? Why? The hypocrisy, my family. My family, someone said that with all the UK media's, been writing, with what they've been writing, Chuck, meaning Charles, better reject any invitation to a private meeting with William. We now know for sure he's prone to pent-up anger, results to physical attack, and has refused to embrace psychological therapy for himself. Indeed. Everyone should be concerned about being close to William. Everybody. The only thing driving William catatonic with rage is the fact that Spare is a worldwide success. Someone said that, my family. Indeed, very, very much true, 100%. Someone else said that one day someone will grow the courage to say that Prince William has anger and can't control his temper, and he is a domestic abuser. Until then, we'll keep getting these funny descriptions of Willie's anger. Like he gets so angry that he could fall into a coma. Someone said that. My family, I feel like this isn't even funny. It's more like dangerous, really. It's dangerous. In the Bible, Cain was so jealous of Abel. So jealous. And one day that anger was so too much, full of jealousy. The jealousy and anger was too much that he went and took the life of his own brother. When I read and see about, William's temper and rage, and what Harry and Meghan have experienced, the hounding, the threats they faced, my family, this is dangerous. It's dangerous, are not okay. I mean, you hear some rhetoric like Prince William has a stern warning for Prince Harry, Meghan, and the children. My family, those articles being written using William's name, sending threats to Harry, Meghan, and even their children, Archie, little Diana, that should scare anyone, and worry anyone. This language is dangerous, really dangerous, And William is an abuser, and he must be called out for his abuse. My family, I believe I have read enough comments. Now, I'd like to hear your opinion on this, please. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and support our ever-growing family on YouTube. Hate will never ever win. Only love wins. Hate will never win. May God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Libedana, and Doria Ragland, and all of you members of the squad at home. Kindly please stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Always and forever. My family, always and forever. Tell me, what do you think about how the press continue to portray William with his fits of rage? I'd like to hear your opinion on this, please. No weapon from against Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilibet, Doria, and all of you members of the squad shall prosper. Kindly stay tuned to our next video. We must call out this jealousy and dangerous anger of William. My family, stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Sussex Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Sussex Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.